Yeah, we're live. Back another week. Yeah, we're smack bang mid-January already. Just about. It's close enough. Mid-January 2025. The year has started surprisingly active. I think last year was the same. There was all different things happening. So just first of all, a big, our hearts go out to everybody affected by the wildfires in Los Angeles at the moment. So it's an ongoing situation. People like Colin and Samir have both lost their houses. Shocking news all round. Just not a good way to start the year, particularly if you're living in LA. It's like start off with a bang. I think last year we started off with that issue in Haneda Airport with the two planes crashing and different things, and we're starting with this issue. So let's just hope that the year improves as we go. We're just going to stay positive on that thought this year. But let's jump in and see who's here for another week of Creative Breakfast Live. Let me just... Yeah, it's there. Let's jump in and see who's here so far. I know people are rolling in right now with the notification squad and all that. So before the stream, I did see live on YouTube number 2. Oh, why is this thing popping up? I don't want you to pop up. You're going to pop up over here. Ecamm's little pop-up screen decides it wants to pop up in front of everything I'm clicking on. It's not how it works. Okay, let's go. Kevin Hawthorne is here as well. Did my 4th news interview at Citrus Connection Bus Terminal in Lakeland on Thursday. I'll be on WTSB Channel 10. This year is the 21st year working there. Nice. Well, congratulations on that. Good stuff indeed. We've also got live streaming consultants in the house coming at us as well. Nice and cold in southern New Mexico there. About -7 Celsius. It's even done the conversion for me. Thank you. We also got Frankie over 50 in-house. Welcome to the stream. Jerry Papandrea is here. Home Rapid Repair Larry is here. Let's keep scrolling. Monique is here. Welcome. Ollie Smith is here. Yeah, and then there's like it's winter and there's cold fronts and snow and whatnot going on in other parts of the US, whereas down here it's summer and we're having a lot of rain. We're having a lot of rain right now. Brian Webber's here as well. Good morning. Yes, I got distracted by other chat messages. iPhone Chris is in the house. Welcome. Yeah, it's tough. I'm sure there's a lot of people that you've heard of, at least, because there's a lot of like movie stars and TV stars and people who sort of live up in the hills and different places. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to be hearing more coming out of that. And there's still lots of fires burning right now, and the winds aren't like dying down. So it's really odd to hear that sort of thing happening in the winter. But obviously it's dry because I haven't had a lot of rain. The dry and the winds, and once you get something that's lit up, it's very hard to stop with the wind blowing. So let's thoughts and prayers with everyone over in LA, California at the moment. Anybody else here? I don't see Chantel. Chantel has probably fallen asleep. I was chatting to her earlier tonight. I was talking to her, and anyway, not too bad. But this week we've got a couple little small tidbits of YouTube news and features and stuff to talk about. But as always, we like to open it up to Q&A. So anytime you have a question for me, drop it in the chat. Put a Q. How do you do a Q? Put a Q in front of it in the chat, and that'll help me identify that it's a question. And all the usual. Everybody here knows all the usual suspects are here, which is always good. We've got something different happening today, so my stream's going to go probably extra 10 or so minutes, maybe. Well, Yeah, probably 10 or so minutes from when I typically finish. I usually am trying to finish a fraction earlier than I normally do. But we can go right up until, we're going to go up to like 8:59 a.m. Eastern, because instead Nick Nimmin is not at home in Thailand right now. He's actually in Dubai. If you saw his community post yesterday. And so instead of him going live, he's dropping the first video of the year as a premiere. And have you ever heard of Nick Nimmin dropping a premiere? So, you know, this is going to be good. This will be his first pre-recorded video of 2025. And instead of live streaming, he's dropping it there as a premiere. So what's going to happen, instead of us rolling over into Nick's pre-show chat after my stream, we'll roll over into Nick's premiere chat. So we can all be there and chat and banter about what Nick's video is presenting to us, I guess. You know, all the same chat opportunities exist whilst that video premiere plays. So then we get to you know, move on with our day, whatever we have to do. I'm able to get to sleep a little bit earlier, which is you know, it's a bit of a bonus for me. So let's jump in. I know people are chatting here. Chatty Cafe is here. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I heard it was, yeah, I'm sure something or somewhere started it, because it's like, you know, people like to do weird stuff. People like to do weird stuff. What do I see here? Nick Nimmin. Here we go. Nick Nimmin is a celebrity, so red carpet and premiere for his new video. Exactly. So we're gonna if we stick in the chat tonight, then we'll certainly roll on over there for that. And then I'll give everyone a reminder later after more people have rolled in. We'll do our usual hey, what's coming up later today, and tell you all about that. I'll give you that reminder just in case you forget, or for the people who roll in a little bit later. So yeah. And so I think I've got three main topics today to talk about, the three issues. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. And don't forget, if you've got a question, drop it in the chat, put a Q in front of it. So we're going to jump in. I think we're going to jump straight into it. I think we're just going to jump straight into it. Let people roll in, let people drop their questions. And if questions interrupt us along the way, then we'll just jump in and answer the questions as well. I think that's the way to go. And also, Airfield Road, Layout and Lovely is here. Welcome to the stream. Love it, love it. So yeah, so the first thing to note is that obviously there was no creator inside a video this week, no newsflash video, whatever they want to call it. This week in YouTube news, or what they call it, something. But yeah, that's not back from their hiatus, their break hiatus yet. So maybe they'll be back next week. I'm not sure. I haven't heard. I know Renee Ritchie, the creator liaison, was spending time at CES in Las Vegas in this past week. So I think they're ramping back up to start announcing stuff. Then there was a couple of things just dropped in socials and in little sly announcements that you probably wouldn't have heard of. And so we're going to hit those in just a second. But first, before we do, Chantel Hill's in the house. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. All right, let's jump back to that screen we're on. We're on this one. Okay, we're going to hit the first. We're going to get right into it today. Next scene is. This is something that I made a short about in the past. I think it was the last short I did. I think it was the very last short I did this a couple of days ago. And it's all about, and I sort of framed it when I did the video. I sort of framed it as being the last YouTube feature announcement for 2024, because this was dropped like very late December, and I probably didn't, and I never covered it up until I did the short this week. But I did notice it a week or two earlier. But with all the breaks and you know, the week that I didn't stream over Christmas and different things, it sort of carried over. And then I did the short, and then I thought I'd include it in this week's because I think this is an interesting one. It says changes to channel creations. This is like, say you've got a channel You got a Google account, you got a channel, which you all do because you're all here. And say you want to start a new channel, you want to create a new channel from scratch, then some things may preclude you from doing that, or you may need to reach a certain eligibility threshold to do that. And it says here that starting in December 2024, to help protect the YouTube community. So imagine what happens if you can just spool up channels without any restrictions. Bad actors can take advantage of different things. So that's what they mean by protecting YouTube community from like we know people who roll up sock puppet accounts so they can spam live stream chats or comments and that. So if they get banned or hidden from the channel, then they just jump to the next one. They just jump to the next one. They just jump to the next one because they got all these channels rolled out. This is going to reduce the amount of that. It's not going to stop it completely, but it's going to help. So it says that creators may need access to advanced features in order to add additional channels to their account. So if you've got a Google account, you've got your main channel, you want to start a new channel for either, doing some sort of testing, or whether you actually want to launch a new channel about a different topic than what you're currently talking about on your main channel, then you're definitely they're going to be looking for you to have advanced features. For most creators who've been going for a while, so if you're an established creator, you've already maybe reached monetization and different things like that, then you probably by chances have already got advanced features. You can check that in your YouTube studio just to confirm that. I did actually have somebody in a comment on mine on a completely different video actually mention to me this week that they tried to create a channel and it wouldn't let them. And I said, yeah, this is a new addition to something that advanced features unlocks. So if you have advanced features, then you are able to unlock the ability to spool up more channels than if you didn't. And in some cases, if you don't have advanced features, you can't spool up any new channels at all. Just your first initial channel, you got that. And there was already a limitation on how many channels a year you could create. I think it was 2 per year. And so they would limit you to 2 per year already. So I don't know if this supersedes or is in addition to. That is what I don't know. So that is something interesting to keep in mind if you ever want to create a new channel off the same Google account. Then you're going to maybe need to make sure that you've got advanced features enabled on your existing channels. Let's see what people are saying in the chat here. I think there's a question there too, but there's some talk about web hosting. Oh, there's a question from Brian Weber. Let's pull that up. We'll do it here while this is still open. What web hosting company do others use? I still need to do this and be able to give and sell downloadable lists and guides. There's a couple of ways you can go about it. You can go the website route where you get a hosting company. I do everything of mine through WordPress. Like I just went straight out WordPress. So I got a domain through WordPress and my main website, which is DougHewsonYT.com. That's with WordPress. I know some people like to use GoDaddy for hosting. Some people like to just go and do their whole bit in with design and hosting with what's that one that advertises on YouTube everywhere? I forgot what they're called. I can see some people have mentioned things in the chat here. Oh, and Brian says also, along with capturing email addresses, yeah, you're going to need, I think, for capturing email addresses, obviously, yes, if you have a website, if someone goes to your website, you want to be able to integrate your email capturing place, which I think the best way to go at the moment is probably ConvertKit. Like I've got a MailChimp that I've never really used, and because it's so low, it's just a free version of MailChimp, so I'm not paying for that. But if I'm going to get serious, you go to ConvertKit, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that ConvertKit has a free tier up to for creators up to a certain number of emails. I think it's quite a big amount. If you're a creator, like a YouTube creator, whatever, I think that I want to say it's 10,000, but don't hold me to that. Somebody in the yeah, Chantel says there, Kit Yeah, they were called ConvertKit, but they've shortened it to Kit, which is confusing because it was then Kick.co, which was doing like your year lists through Amazon and stuff like that. I know ConvertKit bought the name, but then sold the creation of kits to Genius Link, I think. There's some confusion there. Yeah, ConvertKit is just Kit now, Jerry says. That is right. Kajabi's an interesting one because that's Livestream Consultants mentions Kajabi. That's what also Roberto Blake uses. They have a different setup altogether. That's for doing a lot of different sort of things behind paywalls, things that aren't behind paywalls. You can do like your Patreon type stuff over there, but you can also do other stuff. Like I don't know the full breadth of what you can do in Kajabi, but Kajabi is an interesting one. Let's see. Yes, Squarespace is the one I was thinking of. The one that everybody talks about. There's Wix as well. This is for like the web design, because a lot of the web design stuff also go into and offer like hosting as well, which is like sort of like what WordPress does as well. They help you with your design stuff, but they also help you with, they can potentially sell you a domain, do your hosting, which is what I do. I just use WordPress. So yeah, so that's good. Now, when it comes to, you mentioned selling also, let me re-highlight that because I like the question, because this has got a lot of information in it. Selling downloadable lists and guides. If you just want to do like a simple like PDF download or guides and stuff, you can do that in various different ways. You can do that in just built into a website, like you're saying, but you can also use services like Buy Me a Coffee. You can do it through like your like your Patreons or your Kajabis and stuff as well. So there's different ways to go about doing like the downloadable PDFs. You can even do your downloadable PDFs on Spring, like do the merch. They also do digital digital products. So if you create a digital product that you're actually going to sell, then you could even do that through Spring and then have that integration with the YouTube channel. So then it pops up as one of your product integrations. So there's that way. I think Fourth Wall might do that as well, if I recall. Stuff that's outside, I know I've set up some stuff at one point on Buy Me a Coffee as digital products. So you can sell digital products through some of these monetization platforms where they'll just do that. Or you can go and pay for a whole thing like a Shopify. Like I was paying for Sellfy for a couple of years and didn't sell anything on it, but I was paying like $100+ a year just to host the stuff that I hadn't got around to actually promoting and selling. You know, the simple digital products and stuff, which I ended up just moving to Spring because it's free, and then they're integrated with my website, with my YouTube channel. So there's a whole, this is a whole rabbit hole of different ways to do all these products. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. There's not just like one single way, which is pretty amazing. So you did have to get in and do your research. I know there's probably going to be a whole lot more recommendations in the chat for people who have done this. I haven't done a lot of it myself. I've done some of it. So that's a very good question. I like the question. Let me get caught up in the chat now before we move on to the next one. SMA Sky here. I created a new channel this week, no issues. Yes, you would have advanced features. Yeah, you wouldn't have. I don't think you'll have too much trouble if you have advanced features. It should be business as usual, I think. So that's always good. But it's good to know if you're a newer creator and you're just getting started and I want to start a whole bunch of channels at once. It's like, well, stick with the first one, get it going, get it established, make sure you've got advanced features at some point, and then when you're ready, spool up your next channel. Let's see. Okay, let's see if there's any more points on that as well that I've missed. And there's iCast Enterprises. Howdy. Hope all the family is having a great start to 2025. It's day 11. That's it. Day 11. Yes, that's correct. Day 11. Welcome, Jason. Let's go. Chantel's peeved. No. I hope you get it all sorted. Let's see. Just scrolling. I find Chris. Oh yeah, I did see that you posted a new video. Congratulations on. I'm guessing that's your first one for the year, so good on you, Chris. Keep on posting. Get them up there. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to know somebody, isn't it? You know, get to know somebody who's like a little bit more knowledgeable. You know, that's their thing. That's their space. But yeah, a lot of good things. I like this one too. Kajabi can do email, webinars, trainings, courses, websites, all fully customizable to your liking. Price are on the front end, but they do not take a cut of anything you do or create on the site. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah, so they just do the upfront fee, and then you run it how you want to run it. I like that. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. As someone who's got more than one channel, it does like I think even for bigger creators, it's like how much time do you have to invest in multiple channels? Like if you have people helping you, if you're a team, that's one thing. But when you're having to do it all solo, then it can be too much. So I think one channel at a time is probably really good advice. But we like to dabble. We get an idea, we get inspired, we create additional channels. Many of my Amazon influencer friends need to decide if they want to start a new channel. Yeah, well, I'm guilty of that one, but there was a reason. The only reason I really did it, and I don't really I'm doing it to at least if somebody watches it and clicks and I get a sale, then that's great. But the main reason why I do it is so that people don't take my Amazon ones off Amazon and repost them to YouTube as their own. So I've got as soon as I upload it to Amazon, upload it to YouTube as a mark of copyright that is my content. I'm the first uploader to YouTube, and so that's mine. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I do it. So I don't care if it performs or not. I just put it up there so that it becomes like a content ID library. Because I know others who do Amazon shopping, and they've had their videos stolen and posted to YouTube, and then people go ahead and put their own affiliate links on them instead of you create the video, you're driving the sale, but somebody else is it's as bad as honey. I can relate to that. But I usually don't do it with tools. But I have done it with a couple of tools from time to time. Like I mentioned, Selfie before. Like I paid for Opus Clip for a year and hardly used it. So instead of me forking out more money and not using the credits and they expire, how about I just like pause it for now until I actually know what I'm doing, and actually if I want to commit to then using Opus Clip, then I'll just spool it back up. So yeah, I can relate to that. Larry says, I'm jealous of Mr. Nimit's photo in warm Dubai. Yeah, it did look warm. It looked warm and sunny. It looked warmer than where I am right now. It's wet. It's raining. Jerry says, I think there's an area where the YouTube growth creators need to improve is creating the culture that you need to be hyper niche if you're posting on YouTube. Some creators push this way too hard. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it makes sense to me. I have other pet peeves in that space, but where are we off to? I'm trying to find. I'm just highlighting stuff and reading it out at the moment. Yeah, our dollars just dropped. Like, it's great when we're getting paid from the US because we get a little bit more in Australian dollars. But if we're paying for services that are charged in US dollars, then we're getting charged more money. So it's like we've had a price increase if we're buying stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Like having been in Facebook groups where we've talked about being in some Amazon shopping Facebook groups and stuff. They mentioned, oh, this particular channel stole 5 of my videos and they put them up on YouTube. Like I'm preempting that. I'm preempting it. Brian says, so many tools I want to try, but need to keep expenses low. Yeah, we got to be mindful of not wasting money and investing in the right type of things for our channel. Keep as much of the YouTube ad revenue. So far paying about $240 a year for 2 different tools. Yeah, they can add up over time. Peter Dell's in the house as well. Peter, welcome. I'm gonna go to the next one. Let's move on over. Okay, it's still going. That's good. Okay, shorts. YouTube shorts, 3-minute shorts. A bit of an update from the creator liaison this week via social media. In this case, I grabbed it from X. With creators who've entered phase 4, you can now use shorts creation tools to make up to 3-minute shorts on your on the YouTube app. On the YouTube app, like I've had it on my iPhone on my channel for quite a while, since like sometime in December. But according to this now, that should be getting rolled out to everybody. Launch shorts camera from the main YouTube app. You can tap the timer in top right to change it from 15 seconds to, wait for it, 3 minutes. So you can now do all the native stuff up to 3 minutes in the app. You're not having to, unless you want to, you can still upload it through other methods, but now if you want to like build something in the actual shorts creation tools, you can do that. I think I might do an updated shorts creation tools for 2025 on my mobile channel, because I think at this point there's some extra stuff that they've added, and the fact that it now does 3-minute shorts, I think it's probably time for me to record something in that regard. So yeah, let me know if you can see that now in the YouTube app when you go to the short section. If when you click the plus button at the bottom, scroll across to shorts, because you'll see live shorts, posts, and there's one more. There's another one. Anyway, they're all in there. Oh, just probably the normal video upload. That's what it is. So that's the second piece of news. That's more of an update this week on that one. Peter Dill says, question, do hashtags still work? Consider that if you hashtag a search, it shows on search. Anytime you use like if I put like hashtag, if I go like hashtag YouTube, it's pretty common hashtag. As soon as I put that in my title or my description, that means that the video that I've put, that video or short, is going to show up in the what they call the search page, or the there's this particular word they use for it that's not search page, but it's something similar to that, where it's basically just a list of every video that has that hashtag in it, and it usually groups it basically by recency. But then there can be some other factors to that. But it's usually grouped by recency, so the most recent ones are at the top. So you can get lost very quickly in that list. I don't find, if you look at traffic sources, you can test it out by looking at traffic sources. Not a lot of views from that specific traffic source of being like a hashtag page. I'm just gonna call it a hashtag page. There isn't a word that YouTube uses. It might be hashtag page, but I'm not sure. So from that regard, like you can get discovered there, but it's a very low level set of discovery. Like if I went and I'm going to search hashtag YouTube, then there's going to be like, I'll guarantee you there's literally millions of videos in that search list, and it goes on and on and on. And the older your video is, the further down it's going to go. I doubt very much that there's any sort of sorting for how people enjoyed it, or did people watch it all the way through? Has it had a lot of engagement? That's what the proper search page is for. When you're searching for terms, I'm searching for how to tie a tie. it's gonna rank that search based on what's delivering the best viewer experience for the people who are searching for that. And so the hashtag search pages don't do any of that. So you can use it, they're there to be used, but they're not that effective. They're like very low level effective. And the other thing in having those is they become clickable in your description or in your title, so people can click on it and go, oh, hashtag Back to the Future, and I go, oh, this is my favorite movie. I click on that. I've left your video forever. I'm off looking at people talking about Back to the Future. You know. So take hashtags. Just don't spend too much time on worrying about hashtags. I like to use hashtags to group my videos and use unique hashtags to my channel, to myself. And so I'll tend to use hashtag Doug Hewson YT, hashtag Niminati, just to be included in in that community. Or sometimes I'll just shorten it to like hashtag DHYT, which is Doug Hewson YT. I'll just like shorten it to that acronym, but usually I just use those first two. And then that means anytime anybody clicks through, at least they're going to find all my videos in there. So there's an opportunity for people who are already on my videos to find other videos from me, if they want to look that way. However they want to discover them, if that's how the way people like to do it, then you know, that's why and how I use hashtags. All right, let's see if there's anything else in this chat before we move to the next news item. I think there's another question. Another question from Peter Dell. This is a different question, which is fine. Is it wise to ask ChatGPT to write me a description for my video? Since I started doing it, my views have dropped. Like when it's writing a description, is it just writing like a paragraph blurb about your video? And what information did you give it to write that? And then I would not expect or want ChatGPT to drop anything else in my descriptions, like affiliate links or links to my website or anything like that. I'd want to make sure that I'm putting those in. And by and large, most of that stuff should be like already in your defaults anyway, if you set up as like a default description. So really you want ChatGPT only writing maybe that blurb, but giving it valued information. I would prefer, instead of just using ChatGPT flat, is to use a tool that's built on ChatGPT, something like Creative Fuel, where you can brainstorm the title, the thumbnail, the description and everything. And it has a lot more context on A, what your channel is, B, the particular video that you're making, because you're working with it to brainstorm titles and all the different aspects that you need for the video. So where it's more trained on specifically your channel and the video that you're wanting to make. Whereas ChatGPT, you got to feed it everything to give it relevancy as to making something so that it comes back and knows what to make it. It doesn't know about it. It's not trained on your video or your channel or anything else, unless you like give it like, this is my transcript from my video. Can you summarize that for a description? You might get something reasonable. You might want to tweak it, but yeah, if it's not performing, then you know, don't be afraid to write stuff yourself, just so you have confidence that you know what you're doing and that you're including the stuff that you want to include in your description. I think that's important. And my mouth dry. Just as a follow-up, it's a written description after I show my title. Now, if it's just based off title alone, I don't think it's got it. It could start filling in stuff that doesn't really relate to what your video ends up being, like the finished product. So if I was using ChatGPT, I'd probably say, here's the transcript for the video. And I'd probably do it at the point, I'd probably write a description. Like, obviously, you know, you want to be considering thumbnails and titles and stuff before the video and what the video is about. So if you're doing all that research beforehand, then at some point you're going to have like a script or a transcript or something And if you give that to ChatGPT, where you're giving it the entire video, where it's getting the knowledge of the video, then it could possibly write a better description. But then you have to tell it, well, what do you want it to use? It'll understand descriptions in a basic manner, as in, it's basically a shortened description of what the video is about, which is good, but it's not doing any optimization for like keywords or anything like that, which is still good to do, even though it's not like the move a needle stuff. But you would like it to do that, but you also want it to be personable at the same time to a real person. And sometimes AI stuff can get a little bit wordy, so sometimes it can get like over the top wordy. So you just got to play with it and massage it. Sometimes I'll work a title multiple times. I tend to write my descriptions myself. I tend not to AI them at the moment, but that may change if as I'm working through products like Creative Fuel. Maybe if I'm using, what else have I used? Maybe if I'm using like Tube Spanner or something like that. Excuse me, I burped. I might do all that as well. So yeah, it's not. It probably comes down, for me at least, when it comes to writing some of this stuff, is using AI as a tool, ChatGPT, Creative Fuel, whatever it might be. But at the same time, using my own common sense and having a level of confidence as a creator that I know that if I had none of those tools, I'd still be able to craft something that would do reasonable. You know what I mean? So it's like it's an extra tool to help you along the way. It's not the total answer to, getting more views and getting more subscribers. It's not that. It's just a tool to help you like get the ball rolling, basically. That's how I see it anyway. Oh yeah, I haven't. I've seen those. I haven't watched them yet. Particularly the most recent one, I think, was the last day or two. All right. Why is my camera frozen? Let me do this. My camera's frozen. I'm assuming you can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. It's just that my camera's frozen. Yeah, it's my camera. It looks like it's my camera that's frozen. Okay, you can still hear me, so that's good. Audio is perfect picture phrase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a scene that has like no camera or very little camera. Like my Be Right Back screen. All right, let's do the Be Right Back screen, and then I'll just reset my camera.
Don't go anywhere. Doug will be right back.
Okay. I turned my camera off on and off again. It's kept that picture, so it's an eCam issue. That's weird. That's weird. I've never had that before. I don't know what the solve is for that. Like I thought, oh yeah, if I switch a scene, totally plain, no overlays, screen capture, okay. It's definitely an eCam because it's frozen on eCam. Wonder if I can bring in another camera. All right, while we're doing this, that's the last one we're on. Just ignore me in the corner. Let me go with. Let me see if I can rock up a camera really quick. Okay, India camera. That'll do. I want to see if this works for a second. Okay, there I am. It's just added a random camera over top. And I've clicked on camera. Oh, it's because I've just added it as a camera, and so it's just okay, as a camera. I don't know how it's done that. What is that? Let's just. All right. Troubleshoots. Oh, this is the joys of live streaming. Like every time I change a scene, I'm gonna have to change my camera. Let's just go to the main camera. And just change that to. Eken doesn't have permission to access your Mac's camera. What? Yeah. Bear with me. Bear with me. I know I can't quit Ecamm because then I won't be able to stream. Silly. Well, it's working. It's working. The Mac was saying. Okay, well, I'm going to use this one just to go to as my main, but when I go to my other scenes, I might still have the other camera sitting in the background. Anyway, let's jump to these ones. You don't need to see me while I'm talking over these ones. Okay, real quickly, let's hit the next one, and then I'll hit the comments. Okay, this is the third. This is the third one today. I found out first from a tweet or an X post from vidIQ. And this is basically just an experiment announcement. And it's YouTube's testing a new video highlight feature. It's a tool that lets creators instantly cut engaging clips. So it's sort of sounding a little bit like Opus Clip and similar tools. Create standalone 16:9 videos. So this isn't a tool for shorts. This is a tool for 16:9 clips. Extract highlights from long form content. Currently testing with select English creators. So this is rolling out to limited creators. Let's look at what YouTube have to say about it. And here it is. They're currently testing a new video highlights tool in Studio. So this is Studio on desktop. We're experimenting with a feature that lets creators easily cut out engaging segments from long form videos on YouTube and instantly publish them as separate 16:9 videos. So this is like posting like regular video clips, nothing to do with shorts. If you're a creator in the experiment, you will see the option to create a video highlight in the video editor tool in YouTube Studio Desktop. So when you go to a piece of content in the content tab, and then you go down and select one, say you go and select your recent video or a live stream. Yes, I'm just seeing some comments about my streaming, my frozen camera there. We'll get back to that. So yeah, you click on particular video and you go into like the details tab. You go down the side to the editor, usually where you can do your trims if there's like a copyright issue or different things like that, and you can do a lot of different stuff. If you're in the experiment, you'll see an option that will say create a video highlight. Like I checked mine, I was like, oh, that'd be a cool experiment to be in. I don't have it. This test is rolling out to a small number of creators with English videos only. So if you find yourself in this experiment, send us your feedback. Now, I'm assuming, because it says English videos only, and then they say the term, where is the term? It's in here. That easily cut out engaging segments from long form videos. So it's like they're using something to detect the engaging segments, a bit like something like Opus Clip. So that's my assumption, is there's some sort of AI involved where they're going to suggest you what could be interesting clips, and then you can clip them out and republish them. So yeah, that's an interesting one. So I'm interested to see what people have thoughts about that. But that's like a purely experiment. It's nothing that's rolling out to anybody yet, apart from the random channels that they choose. One note I wanna say though, let's go back to here. I'm gonna have to look down at my camera here. One thing that I note when and then I need to put my microphone a little bit more, yeah, like that. There we go. So one thing I would know is sometimes people see these experiments and they go, "Oh, I never get in these experiments. I always go out to big creators." But that's not true. They pick these at random. Like sometimes I'm included in stuff that's an experiment. I certainly don't consider myself a big creator. I'm in the middle there, but it's not like this is a experiment for the Mr. Beasts or and Marquez Brownlees of YouTube. No, this is they pick a cross section of channels they'd like to test them on. They pick sometimes they pick them at random or they go, let's pick 200 channels based on XYZ, but they're not based on the biggest and best and the big creators get all the perks sort of mentality. That's not how experiments work. Obviously, if the experiment's about a specific thing, then they want to find creators who sort of work in that space. Say it's a shorts related tool, they want to find creators who actually make shorts. They don't want to like give that experiment feature to somebody who never makes shorts ever. They just live stream all the time, but they don't make shorts. So they use a little bit of common sense on that. I want to jump back into the chat because I think I've missed quite a bit here from even before my screen got cut off. There even is there's a question here, but way back up here from like 11 minutes ago. That's how far behind I am. Home Rapid Repair. Larry says, and you know what I haven't done? I haven't told people where we are. It's Creative Breakfast Live. I've got to put up all the all the widgets. When will you brag that as a 2024 recap, Daryl Lee shouted you out and vidIQ called you the YouTube update king? Well, yeah. That was a pretty interesting year. Well, that video technically came out in 2025, so from vidIQ. So we won't split hairs. It was a recap. It was a recap. You are right. Any news when YouTube allowed to roll out to all? Yeah, that's a good question. It has rolled out to a wider group of people. I don't have it yet. They're now calling it multi-language audio. Thank you for that. Whoever dropped that, I can't see down the chat. My live chat's over on this screen. You can at least see. Well, it's just off the screen here. So now they're now calling it multi. Now what do they call it? Now multi-language audio is different. There's a word. It's not like the service is still called Allow, but they're calling it something else now. Auto dubbing is what they're calling it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have auto dubbing yet. It is only out. It's a little bit of a random rollout at the moment. It's not to everyone, but there's quite a few. I think I'm going to hear a noise in my ear. I think it played, but I didn't actually hear it. I think you guys might have heard it. Oh, there it is. It's just delayed. It's just delayed, and I'm just going to scroll to the bottom so I can highlight it. So thank you. iPhone Chris. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, thank you for your donation. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. Let me jump back up to where I'm up to so I don't lose any other questions along the way. I'll leave that on the screen while I'm looking. Okay, this is all like, yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. Wandery AUS, welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome to the stream. I got to remember where my camera is now. It's not up here, it's over here. What I will do is I might try and reset my camera again for a second time, but I don't think it's my camera. Unless it doesn't have a signal from my camera, and that's like why the freeze frame's there. Looks like your capture card is frozen. Send logs to Ken and Glenn. Yeah, that's a good point. I should jump to, maybe I'll jump to this one. That looks frozen. Let me send the logs while I'm thinking of it. Send diagnostic. That's not a Facebook issue. It's fine. Send. I'll have to send them a message later to say, hey, I've sent you a log during my show. Okay. The sending dialogue is oh, there it is. Someone just bought Doug a coffee. And there's Larry dropping a three free coffees there. Live streaming is putting out fires in real time. Absolutely. Let's get back off that camera and go to this one. It absolutely is. Thanks, Larry. All right. I'm going to try and scroll through the nice up your nose shot. Yeah, it is a little bit, but hey. Learn Spanish World's in the house. Let's bring that up. There is. Woo. Yeah, Ecamm is... Well, I'm assuming it's Ecamm. Yeah, seems to be working though. Yeah, I saw... Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it happened to be the vidIQ one I saw. I didn't like see any of YouTube's usual posts from their usual channels posting about it. But then I found that I eventually found the community post that I sort of highlighted, where they highlight like their experiments, I think, or stuff that they're testing out, or stuff that's on a limited release. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I remember when that shorts clipping thing that TubeBuddy introduced, and they were like really pushing it, and they were like sending messages saying, "Hey, you haven't tried it yet." And then I tried it, and it was like it was pants. It was like at the time, it might have improved since then. When it first came out, it was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to use this. See you later. And then they send me messages. Oh, you haven't made any things with the tool. I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to. Yeah, Opus Clip is pretty good. Like I know a lot of people that use it like all the time, like Nick Nimmin, for on the Nimmin on the Nimmin Clips channel. What's it called? Chantel knows what it's called. It's called Nimmin Extra. That's what it's called. Let's have a look. Jerry says, in a lot of cases, YouTube has community partner managers that are finding active feature users and building communities with them. Experience may be connected. Yeah, exactly. 100%. I think that's the way to go. I think that's the way to do it too. Kerry Spencer's here. Welcome to the stream. I've got to get used to my camera being down here. What does it mean when you can't connect your schedule live? Someone else is asking on YouTube, and I'm curious too. Do you mean using like a third-party tool? Is that using a specific tool you're getting that message? Or you can't, or you've scheduled a live on YouTube and then you're opening like the app on the phone or using the webcam feature on desktop, and you can't like grab that and start that particular schedule stream. So just clarify that for me. I know that was 5 minutes ago. I'll come back around to that one. Livestream Consultant says, Doug, have you checked out the AI music generator that Primal Video showed recently? I think I missed that video. I think because it was holidays, I wasn't in my normal routine. I didn't watch it because it comes out on a Tuesday for us here. So I don't have any thoughts on it because I haven't watched the video yet. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I don't remember if I watched it. I don't remember watching it, but I know the video you mean though. It could do, although I only fired it up like before, like streaming, just to get ready for streaming. That donation widget, your second creator using is great. Can you let slip what widget that's found? So this one on now that I'm like using for the comments, and also when people give super chats, it comes up. Or are you talking about the one that came up sort of over? I can't do it. Over there. It was there on the screen. That was directly from Buy Me a Coffee. But let me know, yeah. Just let me know on which one that was. That's a good point too. If you're using like an encoder and you're doing the old school stream key and URL get up, which YouTube doesn't do that a lot these days, but you can still do that. But yeah, it just depends on what your setup is, and yeah, it probably if you're using you should still be able to if you're using a key. You just have to grab the right key for that particular scheduled stream. I got caught with the scheduled stream when I first started using Ecamm. I scheduled it through StreamYard and had to pipe the video into StreamYard, but to interact. Yeah, well, that sounds complicated. The comments to Super Chat widgets. Yes, I'm using a service called Social Stream Ninja. So if you want to do that, I'm currently using their standalone sort of. It's in sort of like a beta state, but it seems to be pretty solid. They've just done an update on it. Let me see if I can screen share it for you. That's not on that screen. Maybe if I use this one. Maybe if I use this one. See if I can find the screen share.
Stay tuned for Creator News.
That's too loud in my ear. That's not it either. Go back to the other screen share. It's probably because I got my screen share set up to be Google Chrome. That's why I'm having difficulty. Which I can change that if I go into the settings and go to. Oh no, that's not the one. Well, this window here is what I've got sitting next to Ecamm, which is why it's sort of looking a bit weird on the screen. It's what I click on to bring up the different messages. So it's stuff coming in from the live chat. I could have stuff coming in from, if I was like multi-streaming, I could have stuff coming in from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all the different places, and they would all be integrated here. Then I can just highlight them. The one I want is this one. This is like their standalone window. It's also a browser extension, so you can run it out of your browser. But I've got the Mac OS download, and so down the right hand side here, you can see is where you do all your setting up stuff, like setting up all your different tools. And then over here on the rest of it is where you connect it to a particular stream that you're or different streams that you might be multi-streaming to. So right now I'm just streaming to this particular stream on my YouTube channel, but I can like go to like Rumble and TikTok and X and D Live and Rumble and Beamstream but there's a whole bunch. Like you can hook up. It's very versatile, so you can actually hook up sometimes chat that you just have coming in. If you've got like a chat window popped out, it doesn't have to be logged into your actual YouTube video. Okay, that's my Amazon Alexa telling me that Larry bought me a coffee, but I already know about that. Thanks again, Larry, for the coffee. All right, let's go back. Let's go back and see if I can find where I'm up to. So yeah, Social Stream Ninja, and then the SMA Sky mentioned it straight away. Stream Ninja. Yeah, a lot of the aviation YouTubers use it. People who do live streams use that, and I like it better than like the built-in Ecamm. Like Ecamm will do all that for you, but I prefer to use this. And like if someone can post something with one of the custom emojis, it actually shows the custom emojis, which no other commenting highlighting thing that I've used does. And all they're really getting dropped nowadays, GIFs and GIFs. Okay, Kerry comes back with, I don't know any more than that. I'm just a subscriber, and they posted for help because they couldn't make the location connection to their schedule live. Yeah, it's how to do that's going to really depend on what they're using to create their stream. Like, is it like an encoder like OBS or Ecamm Live or something like that, or is it they're doing it on their phone in a YouTube app? Are they just using like the YouTube on a web browser with Ecamm with a webcam, or are they just using? They could be using StreamYard or some sort of cloud-based streaming tool. So yeah, how they're going to have to put that together is going to depend on what tool they're using. So they might need to jump into like the help community or help chat or support page for whatever tool it is that they're using, because the way it would connect to a stream would depend on the way that they've implemented it on the tool. Okay, so here's an example because the I love live streaming emoji is on the end there, and it actually displays. So I have never seen that anywhere else. I'm sure there are others that do it, but this is the only one. I've actually got that linked up in the description. There's a link there somewhere. It says chat commands or something, and I think it goes to a Google Doc or something. I can't remember what it is. Yeah. I've been using Ecamm since even before. I was using hybrid Ecamm and StreamYard. So I'd use StreamYard for when I have a lot of guests and stuff. And if I'm just soloing, I'll just use Ecamm because it's easy to use. I've been using it for quite a while, and I'm in their beta testing program, so I always get the latest updates. And sometimes if something breaks, then you have to report it. And it helps them out as well. And in return, I get the beta version for free, but I just permanently use the beta version because it's usually pretty solid. And so I don't even use the full paid version, even though I have a grandfathered one-time plan where I've paid once forever and have Ecamm forever. Ken and Glenn, who run it, they do a very good job of putting Ecamm together. I've been using it for many years. So Ecamm is the bomb. If you've got a Mac, of course. Yeah, Ecamm Live. Yeah, I'm sure I saw it in my description when I was setting up the stream. iPhone Chris says donate money website is not Buy Me a Coffee. I check out the website. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of different ones. So Buy Me a Coffee is one that you can use. Stream Elements has a tipping jar, and Streamlabs has stuff, and then there's Ko-Fi, and there's a whole bunch of different things. So they're the YouTube based ones. They're all custom emojis on. Are they all? What are the last two? Are the last two mine? I don't remember them. What are the last? I don't know what the last one is. I'm looking at that. I don't know what that is. That's funny. All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and switch my camera again. So while I do that, I'm going to just go to this stream where you can sort of get a reminder about what's coming up in about 27 minutes from now. Nick Dimon. He is not going live today at 9 a.m. Eastern, but instead at 9 a.m. Eastern, he's dropping a premiere, his first video of 2025. He's dropping it as a premiere. This is very unusual. Nick doesn't usually do this. He's currently in Dubai, which is why he can't live stream. So instead, he's pre-prepared a special treat for us all. So what's going to happen is when we roll over, when I finish my stream, you're all going to roll over into the live chat for the premiere. And so when that goes live right on 9 a.m. Eastern, we'll be in the chat and we can discuss Nick's video live together. That's going to be pretty cool. So make sure that at the end of the stream, you don't go anywhere. All right. Just turning my camera back on. Firstly, back to this one. This one's still here. Let me go to another scene where I've got the other camera set up. It's still frozen. It could be my camera, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. We'll carry on. Have you made a chat command to access the link? Yeah, I need to do that. That's a good point. So that people can go, oh, what's the list of commands? Pull up, and there's a clickable link, takes them straight there. Right now, they have to go into the description to figure all that out. So yeah. And then it would appear something like that. Yeah, this is like office hours, sort of. Hey, we're just having a casual chat. Yeah, and props to the iPhone that you can like just connect it real quick. Like I could have plugged in a cable and stuff, would have been fluffing around, but I just open up the NDI app and just use that because Ecamm works with NDI natively, pretty much. Neil's here. Neil Faramon's in the house. Welcome to the stream. Just rolling with a couple of technical challenges today. You can create a comment placeholder overlay prior to going live, and then size and style as you wish. Yeah. Ecamm has a lot of flexibility with their particular overlays, which are still very good. I'm just very partial to these Social Stream Ninja ones. Oh, I've come back with the correct words. That's always good. I always like this. This is real good. They're saying it's a broken link. Cannot get it to process or turn off. Thank you. I can't say much about the page as I have my concerns about them. Yeah, that does sound a bit odd. I've never heard that. It's a broken link. Cannot get it to process or turn off. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Creator Classroom's in the house. Welcome to the stream. I'm still not used to looking down here at the camera. So my apologies, I'm not giving a lot of eye contact here right now. I'm busy looking at the chat and I got to look back across. If it was my camera has it's like a teleprompter. I can see what's going on. I can see the chat that I've selected. I just have to look to the side, select it, look back up. I'm looking right at the camera at all times. But now the comments are like up here and I got to look down here. Jerry, we'll catch you soon. Later in the week. All right, I'm just gonna scroll through the chat, see what else we got. Yeah, it's not a totally bad Frozen. It does have a bit of a thumbnail-y sort of vibe to it. I'm not one who's keen on taking thumbnails from a video, but that's okay. Yeah, it works. It's like I'm not in the middle of mid sneeze or anything like that, or you know, it could be worse. Someone just bought Doug a coffee. The Wanderer AUS brought 3 coffees. We'll learn more in the last 5 minutes than I have in the last week. Just clicking around Ecamm. Thanks, mate. Have a few coffees on me. Hey, no problem at all. Yeah, Ecamm's really good. They're always developing it, but they don't like radically change stuff. So it's not like that. Very rarely do they go like and say, "Hey, we're not going to do it this way anymore. We're going to bin that and do it a different way." You know, they build on what they've already built. A lot of people use it with like Zoom integrations and stuff, but I'm not a fan of Zoom at all, and so I don't use any of that side of things. But there's a lot of interesting things that you can do with Ecamm that is like beyond just like live streaming and recording. Yeah, well, I'm having second thoughts as to whether it's Ecamm or my camera. But I won't be able to troubleshoot that until we're done. So I'll just leave my camera on and just keep going with this until we're done. Boss It Live is in the house. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Frozen camera is a good photo for you. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. And there's another super chat coming in. Terry Spencer sending the £1.99, and that's one of the that's one of the super stickers. I think that's a super sticker. I think that's a super sticker. Let's play the super sticker theme. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, Kerry, for the super sticker, by the way. I'll keep looking at my other camera. Thank you. Okay. And that's like where we are. That's like the bottom of my chat right now. So let me just have a look. If you've got anything else, any questions, like I haven't said this right, you've got a question for me, just put a Q in front of it in the chat. Just type it in the chat with a Q. Then I know it's a question for me. I've been reading a lot of other comments as well, particularly with some troubleshooting things going on here. And then, we're going to be rounding out the show soon, but we're 20 minutes away from Nick Nimmon's first video of 2025 getting premiered. So I'm going to end the stream right before it so that we can get into his pre-show chat or pre-premiere chat right before it goes live, which is right before the countdown. Yeah, it's getting late, especially if you're not where we are. Like where we are now, it's 20 minutes to midnight. But if you're down south, it's well after midnight. So I understand. Have a good one. And here's a good question. Chantills, do you have a live on Monday morning? And the answer would be, I don't have a button for that. I have a button for that. Chantel usually streams at 6 p.m. Eastern Sunday US time, or if for people in Australia, that's 9 a.m. Queensland time, or 10 a.m. If you're down on the lower east coast of Australia. So make sure that you keep those in mind. And of course, I'll be here this time next week as well. That's something to also keep in mind. What else is happening here in the chat? Oh, there's a question here. Wanderer AUS. Here's a tricky one when doing mobile live streams on YouTube. Know of any text-to-speech options? Plenty for other options, but none that I can find for YouTube. Text-to-speech options. Is that for you to type in the text in it to read the speech out, or for somebody who's watching to send a message that gets read out? Because that's the interesting one. Yeah, because if you're using like something where you can like encode overlays and different things, then you can use browser source on OBS or Ecamm or whatever, and use which one does that? There's a few of them do it. I know Streamlabs does it. A few others do it where you can set up a messaging system, or they can send a donation, and if it's a certain amount, they can leave a message that will actually get read out without any vetting. Which I think is what you mean. That's what I think you mean. Yeah, for if you're using like the YouTube mobile app to stream, that's very limited. Now, if you're using, say, maybe a third-party tool like Streamlabs or Prism, where you can actually add the overlays, you can get that to work. But yeah, if you're just doing a mobile stream from the YouTube app, yeah, you can't add any bells and whistles at all. Unfortunately, it's fairly limited in like doing anything like that. Anything sort of multimedia, text to speech, or adding like graphics or additional things, you have to use like a third-party tool. That's pretty much the only way to do it. So on mobile you can, but you can't do it in the YouTube app. You'll have to use Streamlabs, Prism, or something else. I saw that one pop up. Sounds like we need Ecamm for mobile. Yeah, yeah. It's a bit like that. You could probably, if you're going a little bit fancier and maybe you're doing like a multiple camera sort of mobile stream, and you end up using something like Switcher Studio or something like that, where you've got a couple of iPhones doing cameras, but you might be switching on like an iPad or something. Then you can add sort of little extra bits and pieces as well. I can't vouch for Switcher Studio because it's been a while since I've used it, but there's a few different apps like that do that. I think Camo have a studio app as well that you can like put on an iPad and bring in cameras from other iPhones or other phones through the Camo app. There's a few different things you can do, but yeah, just native in the YouTube app, very, very limited. There's the answer. Boom. Shark Scrapper's in the house. And saying hi to Chantel there. Beautiful morning. That's always good. That is always good. Hashtag Ecamm for mobile. Yeah, there might be something you could jimmy up. You could certainly probably do something like that on OBS, if you got the know-how. There are no hows. There are ways. You can set up like a virtual, um, like an OBS, but it's virtual. It's in the cloud. So you can run it on like a Windows or a Mac sort of remote cloud server deal where if you've set your permissions up correctly, you can like run it remotely basically, and then whatever the camera you use, whether it's an iPhone camera or another camera that's piped in and sending out over the internet to be like the input for that. It's one of those higher technical sort of things to set up. Like I've never got into the streaming across networks thing. Like I've streamed within a network, like multiple cameras on the same like Wi-Fi, but I'm like encoding and sending out from within on that same network. This is like where you're like either have that server at home running OBS or whatever or computer. You can have it up in the cloud doing the same thing as well. There are services that might help you do that as well. I'm not sure if Gaia does that or if... Thank you, Alexa. Alexa's telling me random things now. So yeah. Yes, that's right. I tested that when that app first came out. I've got my iPad and I plug in like the dongle. Whether it's USB-C or Lightning. I think both my iPads were Lightning at that point. So my big one, Lightning, and then in the USB, I just plug in like a cam link or something like that, and then run my camera straight into that. So I get like a DSLR camera into Camo Studio. Yeah, I've tested that out. It looks pretty good. Are they? Are you serious? That was a good little app. I made content on that app. I know they've got the desktop versions, but it's like I think the mobile version is more needed. Like Streamlabs is like I've used Streamlabs. I made content on the Streamlabs app as well. It's I haven't used it recently, but it keeps changing, and they usually change it a lot, so everything starts from scratch. Like if I was dedicated channel, you get a lot of content out of that because you got to like make new videos and retrain people because they like change it all the time. I get a lot of people who need troubleshooting for Streamlabs app all the time. So whether it drops the link to their YouTube channel, whatever, they have to get it working. What's the troubleshooting steps to get that working again? So all that sort of stuff. Tom Nash is in the house, by the way. The Tom Nash. Good morning. The video edition will close. Yeah, I need to ask D about that because he was like, I remember at one point he was in contact with their developers and stuff. He was talking to them when he was doing a lot more on his mobile channel. Let's see what else we got up here. Only catch to the Camo app does suck up the power though. So if you're using a Camo app, make sure you got to use a dongle that allows power delivery at the same time. Yeah, I think that's wise. Like I've seen that with at Vid Summit back in 2019. There was a different app that were there, and they set up a studio with an iPad and all these iPhones, and they had this janky dongle, but it clearly wasn't keeping the power up to the iPad, and so they had like basically set up a live stream studio so people could live stream to their own channels. So they had at one point, Nick and Dee were doing a show on that system. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was, but anyway, it's one of those multi-camera iOS live streaming apps, and they were like rotating guests through. So they were like interviewing like Brian G. Johnson and Daniel Batal and Andrew Ken and Luria Petrucci and a whole bunch of people, and bringing people on and off, and some people from the Illuminati, and that was my turn to get on. And I got up, sat on the stool, and I'm about to, and it's like the power died on the iPad. It's like, thanks. It was my moment to shine at Vid Summit 2019. But that happens. So yeah, as you say, you really want to keep the power up to it. Definitely want to have it plugged in. Larry has a question. With YouTube becoming the most viewed on the TV in home, could creators make content just for this? I think if their content is entertainment, 100%. I think like channels like yours, mine, like if it's like a how-to where you're showing people, if they can see content in like HD 4K on their big screen where everything's explained and you could clearly see what's going on, or where they can lean back and get entertained, or if you can if you have a combination of both, I think it's something that you should be keeping in mind as maybe part of a content strategy. Like obviously, if you're making shorts as well, you're not going to worry about that so much. If you're live streaming a lot, I would expect some people are definitely going to, like, I watch live streams on big TV sometimes. I've even sat down an occasion in my lounge room, put Nick's stream on there, and then I've been like into the what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Interacting with the chat on like my iPad or my laptop, and then I've got the TV on the big screen. I don't usually do that. Usually I'm here at my studio or on my laptop, and that's where I usually mod and do all that stuff. But yeah, you could I've seen live streams. Like I watch live streams on my TV. Like I got a TV sort of behind me here. This thing here, it's sideways at the moment because I've got some lights on the back of it. That spins around, and then I can, like, while I'm working, I can have a live stream on. So yeah, if you can make your 16:9 content big TV worthy, then I think that's the way to go. Like if you're doing like the content you're doing, it'll work fine on the TV. You just have to be mindful of it. Film it in 4K if you can. Upload it in 4K if you can, but if not, 1080p still fine. But yeah, that I think it's worth. I think it's worth keeping in mind. Whilst people are consuming content on their phones, on their iPads, on their computers, TV is blowing up. People are looking for alternatives to traditional television, either because of lack of content, they're not interested in the content, or they just want to consume videos more flexibly. So that's YouTube, Netflix, and different things where on demand. And if you can do that on a big TV, all the better. Oh, they announced it. Oh, in November. Okay, I need to look into that. Oh, so the live streaming portion still works. I didn't know they had because they when I was using Prism like a little bit more regularly for like testing and tutorials and stuff, they didn't have the video editing in the app. So I think a video editing app should be separate from it anyway, from a live streaming app. I don't think you should be conflating editing and live streaming and mixing them up. It just sort of makes it complicated. It's like, which part of the app am I in? So, it's interesting. But I'll look and get a bit more up to date on Prism. From time to time, people ask for recommendations, and so it's good to know. To be a little bit more up to speed on some of these apps and what they're doing. And if I end up making content on those, they're going to be on the mobile channel, Doug Hewson YT mobile. So yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to call it. We're going to call it.
It's the last call.
The last call. The last call means. Oh, I was going to look at my other camera. The last call means this is your last opportunity to make a comment, ask a question, all that before we wrap things up and send people over to Nick's premiere, which starts in about 6 minutes. So this last call is definitely the last call. And what I'm going to do is once I wrap up, and I'm going to jump in as well and be part of that chat and watch Nick's video live as part of the premiere, and have those conversations with whoever joins us there. If there's questions, if somebody happens to drop a super chat or something, we can acknowledge those. I expect that Nick will probably be there in the chat to say hello and do all that stuff as well. I would expect so. I would want him to be. All right. Hashtag last call. Yeah. Because it is the last call, I am going to just check my camera. It's still frozen. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, indeed. keep up to date with the camera. The camera is done. So what I'll do is once I finish the stream, I will leave everything up and quickly I'll run around and see if if the camera seems to be working okay on the camera side, because I can't see the flip out screen from where I am because I got a big teleprompter in the way, so I have to run around, have a look, and see if that's an issue. If not, then I'll just sort of call it, shut Ecamm down, shut the camera down, and then see if there's any issues next time I stream or do some testing between now and next week. That's probably what I'm going to do. Wanderer AUS, hey, no problem at all. I'm here this time every Saturday or most Saturdays. There'll be a few times a year where there's something on, or I'm out all day and so I don't stream, or it's a special occasion. Like we had the week off for Christmas, didn't we? Around Christmas, the Saturday around Christmas, we had off between Christmas and New Year. Yeah, I would reboot the computer. Like after Nick's video's done, then I'm packing up for the night and going, gonna go chill because there's no live stream to mod tonight. So for me, that's what I'm doing. So everything will get shut down. Like I always shuts down, start fresh when I boot up next time. But I will quickly look to make sure before I shut it down whether my camera's doing anything funky. Yeah. The old reboot, but you don't want to reboot in the middle of a live stream because it's like there's no content. I can't keep it open. It's not, unfortunately, it's not cloud based, so I can't do the whole StreamYard keep it open thing. But all right, it's about 3 minutes to Nick, so we're going to wrap things up. I'm going to pull that last call from out of my face, and I'm going to say thank you for joining me today. It's been a bit of a different one, a little bit of technical challenges. But we had a little bit of YouTube news and we answered some interesting questions, which is what I like to do. I like to hit up those questions. So make sure you stay in the chat. You'll automatically get rolled over to Nick's Premiere chat, pre-show chat. So I will see you there. And until next time, I'll catch you later.